So thanks, team. First of all, thank you and thanks DTU for the kind invitation of this great symposium of today. Being the last speaker of today, I know that I have a very difficult task, so it's to keep your attention high for the next 30 minutes, and I hope to succeed. What I would like to do, as also Tim and Razul made before, is to share with you our experience, giving a practical example of how a big player can change its skin and can really move from a business which was historically product-oriented to a more service orientation in order to be sustainable in the very long term. First of all, I would like to give you very few information about Fincantieri at a glance, who we are. But basically, we are the first Western designer and shipbuilder in the Western countries. And on a worldwide basis, we are the fourth shipbuilder after the Korean and Chinese. We are not competing in that kind of sector because we are focusing our production on high added value vessels. So we are not making bulk carriers, containers, vessels, and whatsoever. We are mainly focused on cruise ships from few hundred person up to 5,000 person of cruise ships. Then we have the Naval vessel department. We have also a specific division in which we are very active, which is specific offshore vessels. And in this respect, we have 5 shipyards in Norway because we acquired the former STX Norway that became VARD 2 years ago. Luxury yachts above 100 meter length, and ferries. It's a very big company. We have 4 billion revenues with a tremendous backlog. It's something like 15 billion of ships under construction. And we can also add 3 more billion of soft backlog. We call soft backlog all that letter of LOI, basically, which are contracts that will become effective in the next 2 years. You see the distribution of our company. So we are really present in 4 continents. The company is Italian-based, so we have the headquarters and 8 shipyards in Italy. We have 20,000 employees, all in all, but I would like to draw your attention to this figure, which is the number of the subcontractors that are involved in our production. So we are an engineering, construction company, but we also provide work to 80,000 people in the subcontractors. And it's very important in order to understand the importance of the network that we must create with our subcontractors in order to succeed in the market. And in order to provide sustainability, not only for Fincantieri itself, but also to all the subcontractors involved. Well, the next slide is just to show you how complicated is a corporate and global player in terms of distribution of responsibilities, in terms of composition of different companies. So we are really spread worldwide with a huge presence on 4 continents with a number of companies and societies. So the meaning is that when, from the corporate point of view, we decide to change our mind, it's not only a matter of few persons. It's a matter of plenty of companies. It has to be a top-down approach. And this will bring benefit to all the organization. Well, I would like just to summarize some of the keywords that risen up in these 4 days. I know you have 4 days of work. And in order also to focus the attention of the next few slides on some key concept. We are talking about after sales and services and sustainability as driver for the innovation. So first of all, what is sustainability? We are industry, and so we cannot avoid talking about earnings. And sustainability for us needs to be on a long-term basis. So the first important thing is to change the view. We are not focusing only on the short-term profitability, but we have to move on a long-term basis. And someone this morning spoke about the return of investment. Of course, if we are working as a financing company that needs to have the return of investment in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, the longest, no way. This is very important. So the sustainability has to produce a long-term effect. And how can we reach this kind of sustainability? First of all, integration. And with integration, I do not mean consolidation or incorporation. It's really the network. It's the exchange of communication. Making a ship is one of the most difficult things in the industry. You can believe me. I mean, you can imagine, if someone of you have never had a cruise, it means being on a small city on the sea. You have all the systems on board, from freshwater to wastewater, from entertainment to living spaces, from propulsions to pollutions and so on. So, it's one of the most complicated and complex systems from an industry point of view. So the integration between all the departments is crucial. And the integration also with the supply chain is crucial as well. But I would say something more. The integration with the customer is a key factor. Because if you want to move from a product base to a service base, your customer must be with you, must be beside you. Because most of the things that you are designing needs to be approved and shared by your customer. So the integration is really a key factor in this respect. And then the change management. I said before we are 20,000 all in all, plus 80,000 of subcontractors. It's really a long way, and we need time to change the mentality of the people, and we have to provide clear targets. Business to business and business to government. The after-sales department in Fincantieri is quite new, I would say. Fincantieri has an history of more than 100 years in shipbuilding. And it was historically based on product. It means delivery and forget it. No way. Cannot be in this way anymore. I would say that almost 10 years ago, when the management started to understand the fact that the profit would not come anymore from the production itself due to the global competitiveness that was rising up dramatically. So they started moving the attention to what is happening afterward. So that afterwards there are the services. And the approach that we can have with the business to business and business to government is quite different, but bring to the same result. Because, first of all, this is a key for the innovation. You have to know your customer because they have different needs. And once that you know the need of your customer, you can make tailor-made solutions for them and provide the right level of services in order to get mutual benefits. It must be a win-win situation. And if I put also the supply chain, it's three-win, win-win-win. Last but not least, the impact on product and services. We start from the engineering, but we also are a system integrator. So we purchase, for example, a gas turbine for the propulsion of the ship, or we can purchase a diesel engine or a propulsion made by diesel generation. The difference between choosing one or another solution is exactly in the way of the sustainability. If you have a target on the speed of your ship, for example, let's take a frigate, a warship. A warship must have a certain speed to be performed, 30 knots. You can get 30 knots with 2 gas turbines, which will cost a hell, not only from a capex point of view, but will cost a hell also for an operational point of view. Fuel, maintenance. So, looking to a more long-term sustainability, we can engineer a system that gives you the same target, you will reach 30 knots, with only 1 gas turbine, plus the combination, for example, with a diesel generator or an electrical motor. And so we will be more effective getting the target, but thinking about the sustainability on a long-term basis. So, what Fincantieri is doing since the latest 5 years, I would say, is to change their mentality, and not only to try to close the loop in terms of value, because as I said before, we are moving from a delivery and forget it, from a delivery and stay with us, and stay together with the customer. And how can this be possible? First of all, we have to enlarge the circle with the addition of new products and services. New products and services mean basically what we called integrated logistic support, which is basically the provision of spare parts, the definition of specific logistic engineers that match with specific targets, provide and update the technical documentation, and make the training to the customer technicians, to the crews. And this activity, we will see also later on, is starting with the engineering of the ship. So the after sale is not exactly after, because it starts with the beginning of the engineering. This is one important thing for us. Because if we arrive at the later stage, there are a number of things that we cannot anymore affect, and we cannot take benefit. We cannot, if we are not involved in making some decisions, we suffer for the next 30 years. What is the in-service support? The in-service support is the continuous support in terms of maintenance, in terms of follow-on training, because the crews are changing frequently. And if nobody is providing the same information and the same training, the knowledge will be lost. Spare part replenishment, warranty, which is I really dislike the word warranty. It's not reflecting what our customer is asking us. You can have warranty on this, not on a big system. We have to provide a service, a continuous service, and the documentation update as well. Then when I say we have to enlarge the circle of the value, let's have a look to the maintenance, repair, overhaul, and conversion. So we also have to extend the life of the product. A ship is a product that can last at least 30 years. For example, the Italian Navy, but not only the Italian Navy, after 30 years, dismiss the ships. It means that they are ready to be scrapped. Why? Due to rules, regulations. We can change rules or regulations. Or we can transform a constraint into an opportunity, so that we are expanding worldwide our activity, because there are plenty of navies, foreign navies, which cannot afford the purchase of a brand new ship, but that can support to purchase a second-hand ship in which we make activities to extend its life. And so a ship that was born to make 30 years of operation become reliable for a 50 year of operations. Well, these are not pure numbers. This reflects how the after-sales in Fincantieri grow up in the latest 10 years. You have to think that within 2007, the only vessels which was included in a service contract, frame contract with Fincantieri, was that 5-1 in 2007. It means that 10 years ago, the Italian Navy, here we are talking particularly about naval vessels, started to think about the supportability of the product. Why? Because, and I think that in Europe is a quite common situation, they have to reduce their staff, they have to reduce their fixed cost, and they would like to move their responsibility from their side to the supplier. So to make a win-win situation, we developed this kind of circle that we see before with the in-service support, in which we take in charge of the training of their personnel, we take in charge about maintenance, providing transfer of knowledge, which is another important factor. If you want that the customer will stay with you for a long time, you have to transfer to him the knowledge. So from 2007, with only 5 ships under an in-service support responsibility, in less than 10 years, we grow up to 41 vessels. So it means that the trend goes in that direction. And we are not talking only about the Italian Navy, it means the domestic market, okay, in which we extend this kind of approach to the frigates, to the submarines, and to the brand new vessels which are under engineering and constructions right now. We also extend our market abroad with foreign navies, which has a very similar approach to the service, but that has different needs. The European navies, Danish, Norway, UK, Italian Navy, has a so strong knowledge and skills because they really have a so strong history on their back that do not need some kind of service. While navies like Emirates, Algeria, Bangladesh needs to be supported since the beginning. So let's extend a little bit more the circle of the service that we are providing, giving them the chance to make G2G partnership so that the crew of that countries will come in Italy to make the Naval Academy, will come in Italy or will come in Denmark to make specific training courses with the OEM. And so we will stay with them for a very long period. And we transfer the technology. I repeat myself, but it's one of the key topics. Well, this is a quite full of information slide, but I will try to make it as simple as possible. The life cycle management. This is the other key topic that we have to take into account. Life cycle management means starting from the beginning. With what? Not only with the engineering, as I told before. So, Fincantieri, since 10 years ago, will definitely stop here and over. Also, the year of warranty was in a certain way a gift to the customer. Okay, I gave you the ship, go, and if something fails, we'll take care, but that's it. Minimum effort. Minimum effort brings to minimum customers at the end. So what are we doing right now? First of all, we are starting with the integrated logistics support. So bring the after sales to the beginning of the process and close the loop immediately. We have plenty of data collected in the